93.9 The Beat and iHeartRadio present Unsigned Hawaii, a local show where local artists showcase their music and get noticed. Unsigned Hawaii is now on air on 93.9 The Beat Quarantine Series.
Yeah, it's going down right now. We are live in the quarantine, a series of Unsigned Hawaii.
Woo!
Good to see you, KC. I feel like we haven't seen each other in a long time.
Good to see everybody. Our special guest today is a local artist by the name of Pono.
What's up, everybody?
So, Pono, let me ask you something, man. How have you been holding up being quarantined as a musician? Because I've been wondering about a lot of the musicians, right? I mean, a part of your life is spent amongst people, a lot of people, being in front of people. Now that that has temporarily stopped, as a musician, what have you been doing?
Well, you know, for me, I just kind of take my daily routines, which include, you know, I wake up and I have some breakfast. And then being that we have this time, I kind of like told myself, you know, why don't I take this time to create and to just kind of do what I need to do in the times that I need to.
What do you need to do?
Oh, I need to do some music. So so I've been writing music. I've also been on my computer at home kind of creating some beats. So I might be possibly working on an EP, maybe even an album. But because I have this time to create music, I'm going to take this time to create music. And then I'm learning how to play bass. I don't know how to play bass, but I'm learning. So a lot of things I'm doing to keep myself occupied. And then I'm also doing some, stuff on the side.
Let's get to know you a little bit. You know, for those people who don't know who Pono is, give us a little background about yourself. What school you grad, bro?
I graduated from Farrington High School. Yeah, so I graduated in 2000. That's right. I graduated in 2008.
Hey, you know what? A lot of people are happy or unhappy about the governor right now.
Well, good
Everybody likes the lieutenant governor.
But they love the Farrington governors.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be Farrington lieutenant governors next year.
Oh, boy. How crazy would that be?
Well, you know, it's have you spoken to other musicians in the state, bro? Have you, like, done some networking through this crisis? Because, you know, to kind of get an update on what everybody's doing. I mean, who are you close to? What musicians out there are you close to?
So I'm close to Jasmine Nicole. I know she just dropped a single too, but she's been doing some live shows. I'm good friends with Kehlana. I know she's been doing her live series. She just did her Throwback 2000 song series. So she's been doing a whole bunch of covers. And I just seen a whole bunch of local artists just kind of giving back to the community with their lives. And I know they put their Venmo in there, so that, I mean, it's a hard struggle for all the musicians in Hawaii in general, because, you know, nobody's has gigs, all the concerts got canceled. So it's everybody's just been kind of doing their own thing as far as, you know, doing their lives. Everybody has their own lives. Right. So that's something I've been trying to get into, but also kind of stay up on my music and creating, and then doing some covers and having fun with it.
I know Pono is also not just a musician, by the way, one of the best dancers out there.
I do dance.
Yes, tell them who taught you how to dance, Pono. I want to know where did you learn? I mean, did you even have rhythm when you started? Like,
so if I want to be completely honest, the person that started me dancing was his name is Jeremy. Good friend of mine. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah. Good friend of mine.
What type of dance were you doing when you first got into it?
Well, I was actually, so I actually started to learn. I tried to.
About it, right?
Yeah. So I became a crump dancer, and my good friend Romeo Valentine here used to dance with me, and he was my teacher. And no, I did not have rhythm, and I couldn't move. I didn't know how to travel. I didn't know how to move my feet, and I didn't know what music was.
You look like a white girl dancing in the club. Let's just say that. That's exactly
pretty
what
much.
You look like. To the T. Like, if you want to learn how to dance like a white girl, you could go to Pono and he'll teach you. His knees and the beat were on two different sections.
They're on two different spectrums on the side of the island. It was crazy.
Hey, Rome's, I've seen white girls dance well. I mean, just as good now these days, bro. I mean, they are
Yeah,
on it.
they're professional TikTok dancers now.
You can find them on TikTok.
But here's the thing that I'm impressed with. What was your transition from dancing to music, man? How did you get from? Have you always done music back in the days?
So back in the day, I didn't really do music how I'm doing now. It would just usually be like in my living room, just jamming with the ukulele, or in the hallways when I was at school. I always had music in me, but I never really took a hold of that until 2018 in November 6th. I actually got endorsed by this ukulele company called Lanika Ukuleles, and they're based in Nashville. And that's when everything kind of started. So yes, I've been kind of doing music on the side just for fun, in my house, in my bathroom, in my shower. But I started to take it serious in November of 2018, and from then it's been such a crazy journey, like how fast things progress. And for me, it came natural because I am a dancer of 13 plus years. Being in front of people I'm comfortable with that. You know what I'm saying? Performing is something I do.
Right. All right. So I know you wrote a song, and one of the songs you wrote is about being quarantined, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Are you going to perform that live for us? Can you perform that live for us right now?
Yes, I can.
Did you finish writing and recording the song, or did you? Where's the song at right now?
Right now, it's at the final stages. I have like the last bridge to write, and everything after that it's done. The music itself is produced in my house. I just gotta finish doing the bridge, and then we're all good. But we do have a chorus, a first and second verse. So yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Unsigned Hawaii Quarantine.
All right.
I remember when we used to go every Friday night, turn up every weekend party till the morning light. I have a confession, something is bothering me, 'cause I took it for granted. Now I'm stuck in quarantine. I wanna be free, out on my own, instead of being here inside my home. I wanna be on the outside, in the sun, feel the warmth of the tropical breeze. Can this just be over? I'm begging you, please. Every day I wake up and I roll up out of bed, feeling just like it was yesterday. What have I not done yet? You don't know what you got until it's gone away. Maybe next time I'll be grateful for a brand new day. I wanna be free, out on my own, instead of being here inside my home. I wanna be on the outside, in the sun, feel the warmth of the tropical breeze. Can this just be over? I'm begging you, please. I wanna be free.
Woo! The multi-talented Pono
Yes.
on Unsigned Hawaii 93.9 The Beat. It's KC Romeo Valentine, Pono right there. That speaks to all of us, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I literally, I wrote this song because I figure, we're all quarantined, and
I want to be free, bro.
I do want to be free. That's kind of how I felt. I literally sat in my room and I'm like, I want to write a song. How am I going to write this song? How am I going to approach this? Because I could have approached this in different ways of like, walking outside my door and feeling like prison, or kind of, but I took it into my own like perspective. Like, that's how I feel. I sat there like, what do I feel in this quarantine, time? And
Right.
I feel like I want to be free. I want to be out on my own, instead of
Right.
being here inside my home. So that's
What
kind
would
of
you say? What would you say is one of the pluses about being quarantined? Because I feel like every time we turn on the phone, all we hear is a negative. I want to know what is a positive that you would say that's coming out of this quarantine.
I'm getting a lot of rest. I'm waking up when I want to. No, but I think some of the positives are that you see the numbers here in Hawaii, they're going down. Like, the cases were going up like from 5 to 10, 20 to not to 40, and the numbers are going down. So for me, a positive, just being able to have this time to create and not just sitting down and waking up another day like, oh, it's just another day, but we could learn a skill and we could have this time to create. And because we always, like, for me personally, sometimes I complain to myself like, oh man, I wish I had time to create music. Well, we got the time now, so
Yeah,
we're gonna do some.
wondering
So
where you saw those numbers going down because if that's the case, that's good news. But I haven't seen it go down yet. But have you, or it hasn't as multiplied as much as it did back in the about a month ago? I'm just wondering.
well, I know that cases like today, I just saw today. I mean, this
They
may
went down
be
because he
inaccurate.
stopped watching the news.
It went down. So like today, I heard that they only have 5 new cases.
Okay.
It went from 40 to now. Like the
Ah.
numbers are going down. So we know that the self quarantining is working.
Right.
Granted, we have those people who are just kind of do whatever they want to do, but for the most part, for the people that are staying home and staying protected and safe, it's working.
This is
So
what I think. This is what
just
I
keep it
think.
in.
I think that nobody should wait for a government to tell us when to stay home. We should all just stay home, period. We don't need a curfew to do that. And once we knock it out in the butt, it comes a point where we need to start taking things into our own actions. And if a lot of us like, why doesn't the governor stop flight or travel and all this? Why don't we all just we can't stop the flight or travel. Why don't we just all stay home? Why don't we just not go out? Why don't we go to Costco, Sam's Club, wherever you need to go, get what you need, stay home for a good week or two, get enough for the week or two. And if you can't do that, allow others to do that.
Maybe the
Be able to go
problem
in every day.
there's some people who don't do that, and I know there's been a lot of complaints about a government being a little bit too intrusive with taking our rights right away and easily, by throwing down the curfew or ordering those drones to monitor us on the beach. I mean, is that a little too much? Are they ramming that down our throats, or is it necessary because some idiots don't listen? I don't know.
It's just like back in school, if one person messes up, everybody gets the punishment. Or maybe even like with your siblings, if one person messes up, everybody gets a punishment. And that's exactly what's happening. Is one person is making 1 to 2 to 3 or whatever the case may be. This little amount of people are making it worse for us. All the mass that is actually just staying at home,
Yeah.
enjoying
But
time with their family, or
but
alone.
that's something that is necessary. I mean, should the government throw down the curfew and put those drones up to monitor it just because 1 or 2 people are doing that, or
It's a trend.
Okay.
If the trend gets set.
Some people are on one side, others are like, hey, that's necessary. We can't have nice things if we don't we are not behaving. So here's the deal.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
I just want to ask you why you wore a mask and took it off, but you wore a mask because you're at home. What the hell are you wearing a mask?
I'm wearing the mask for the video, just to show that we're quarantining. That I'm prepared with the mask. That's why I'm wearing the mask. But I mean, I just brought the mask out, just because. But this is what we're all looking like when we walk out of our house right now. This is us.
Uh-huh.
This is who we are.
You're not allowed at Foodland if you do that, if you don't have a mask. So
yeah, they started to do that with the grocery stores. Is they're not allowing people who don't have masks. They're not allowed in unless you have a mask, which is I think is good because people who don't listen to this mask, that's how it gets caught. You never know where it is.
Yeah, let me tell you a story. I went to the bank a week ago. I'm not going to say what bank I went to. Okay, I went to the bank a week ago. And I will say that I wasn't too happy with their. I had to pay a bill. I wasn't too happy with the way they handled things because they have tape on the ground. It doesn't look like it's 6 feet away. Of course, a bank is a lot smaller. So for one, everybody in there was not wearing a mask. I was wearing a mask. I'm like, okay, I can cover up and be protected as much as I want. But if everybody else ain't, this might affect me. And then I'm getting yelled at by the workers because I'm not moving close enough to the next person. If I don't want to be moved close enough to the next person, it's because that's my own decision. I don't want to move too close. I don't know what the deal is. All of the workers in there are protected. They got mask shields, all that kind of stuff. But what about us customers who are walking in knowing that the person behind us might not be and might not have the same, idea that I may have? That's my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the hot chick just going through the video camera. What's that hot chick going over there? You know what's the great thing about this quarantine is, I spoke to a friend of mine who said he's been married for several years, and until the lockdown, he didn't know he had a wife walking around the house. So now he's like, all right, so Pono,
that's funny.
I'm gonna jam right here, bro.
Oh yeah, Pono. Forgot Pono was here. All right, we had a quarantine argument just now. Pono. So
it's all good. It's all good.
You have a new song that you just dropped, and and what is this song? What is this song about? What is it called? Wow.
So this song is called it's called RollerCoaster, and it's about that feeling of when you first like somebody and that feel, because I love roller coasters. So that exciting feeling of like before the drop happens and how excited it makes me feel. So I kind of turned it into how like when I first talk to somebody or have a crush, that's how I feel, and I don't want the feeling to end. So that's what it's about.
Wow. And awesome, man. Can you play it for us?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right.
Live Unsigned Hawaii, 93.9 The Beat with Pono.
Unsigned Hawaii Quarantine Series.
I'm looking for love tonight, not a one night stand. Tell me how you really feel, 'cause I wanna be your man, lady. You make my heart go loop-de-loop and around, over and over again. 'Cause I'm on a roller coaster. It feels like a roller coaster. You give me passion to my satisfaction, 'cause I'm on a roller coaster. I don't want it to stop. And I get excited when you're next to me. Nothing's ever gonna take a spot. You give me butterflies. I'm waiting for love to drop. It's going down. Yes, I want you now. 'Cause I'm on a roller coaster. This feels like a roller coaster. You give me passion to my satisfaction, 'cause I'm on a roller coaster. I don't want it to stop. I don't want this thing to end. I wanna be more than friends. Just say that you'll be my girl. I won't trade it for anything in this world. 'Cause I'm on a roller coaster. This feels like a roller coaster. You give me passion to my satisfaction, 'cause I'm on a roller coaster. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. Yeah, woo, woo.
There you go, Pono, right here,
Yes,
Unsigned
sir.
Hawaii, on the beat.
Yeah.
Woo!
Great stuff, man. Well, we appreciate you dropping in. What is your what are you gonna do? What is the first thing you're gonna do when you get out of quarantine?
Ooh, the first thing I'm gonna do is step outside and grab me some sun. Yeah, I think I just want some sun. I mean, I can get it right outside, but looking at my yard every day is like, man, just I want to be near the beach, and I think that's what I'm gonna do is go hit the beach, and I live right across the street from the beach, so it's easy access.
What do you think?
Dude, how many gigs did you lose because of this quarantine?
It's a good question.
I lost probably about 20 to 25.
Wow.
I had some gigs lined up, private gigs. I had some gigs weekly.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it started with one, and then I heard like before, right when everything started to happen, my friends were like, "Oh yeah, all my gigs got canceled," and I'm like, "Weird, all mines are intact." And like a day or two later, I'm like, "All right, I guess I'm all canceled too." So, yeah, about 25. I know people were unsure. I had weddings that people wanted me to sing for,
Right.
so they're looking into maybe booking me later for a later date. But yeah, all my gigs got canceled. So
Yeah, good gigs too. I mean, you were doing like Alani Disney. You were performing there, right? Or was that at the Marriott?
That was at the Marriott. So I was at the Marriott doing the bar,
right,
singing there, and then I was doing Restaurant 604 every Wednesdays at Arizona Memorial, and then I had Waikiki, the Barefoot Beach Cafe, that all got
damn,
all got canceled. So now I'm just stuck at home, just doing music, so I'm enjoying it.
What do you think life is going to be like when this is over?
I think people are going to be a lot more cautious. Like just because the pandemic is done, so if it were to be done or slowed down, so to speak, people are still going to be cautious. I feel like it's not going to go back entirely to what it was, because you see people nowadays are like, oh, we got to keep your distance, and I think people are going to be more aware of their surroundings and being healthy for their sake.
Right. I know that a lot more people know exactly how to wash their hands properly, or even wash their hands after using the bathroom. Now it's like, wow, people are actually washing their hands after using the bathroom.
That, and I think that a lot of people, I would like to see all these TikTok dancers come out of the woodworks and see them at like dance sessions and workshops, because everybody wants to be dancers now. So I'm like, okay, I want to see you guys at sessions and workshops, and
yeah. I also think that every crime committed, I believe that everybody will have to blame Carol Baskin.
Oh,
yeah.
I think at the end of this quarantine, everybody will be like, "Oh, who stole the cookie for the cookie jar? It was Carol Baskin."
Tiger King reference there before we left, right? But Pono, man, it's been a pleasure having you here on the Unsigned Hawaii podcast with Romeo Valentine and I, and we appreciate everything that you do, bro.
Yes.
No, thank you guys for having me, y'all. This is awesome. So,
yeah, and don't forget, you know what? Everybody say a prayer, because this is the times, everybody needs to say a prayer, and just pray every day. I've been praying daily, and I encourage everybody to do so during these times.
Yes, sir.
All right, on behalf of Pono, Romeo Valentine, and Unsigned Hawaii 93.9 The Beat, thank you so much. Mahalo, everybody. If you want to, be a part of this show, you could email Romeo Valentine. What's the email, Romes?
You can hit me up on my iHeartMedia email. So Romeo Valentine at iHeartMedia.com.
And you can find me on Instagram at Pono Music. My website is www.ponoofficial.com. And then my YouTube is also under Pono Music.
And what is your TikTok?
My TikTok is under Pono Music. All right.
Thank you, Pono. Appreciate
Thank you, guys.
Stay safe, everybody.